Hi y'all, welcome to my channel here at Naymay's Kitchen Beyond. You know, with all the shortages that are going on, last I heard our pastas and grains, we may have shortages in those. And I have a really easy egg noodle recipe that I want to make and show you how to make. Flour, you know, keep the flour in your pantry and a couple other items, and you don't have to worry if you can't find pasta at the store. You can actually make your own egg noodles, have them with butter, or you could have them in your chicken noodle, and you don't even need one of those fancy machines. All you need is a rolling pin. So anyway, let's get going on making the homemade egg noodles. I figured this would be a great pantry thing to learn, guys, so let's get going. Okay, to begin with, get my camera turned down here where you can all see it. We are going to start out with 2 cups of flour, and I'm going to put that in the bigger bowl. And then I have an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. Set that one aside. Now I have a smaller bowl, and we're going to take and put 2 eggs in there. That. I'm going to just kind of whisk them up a little bit. Get that camera down a little bit more for you. Okay, just going to whisk up those 2 eggs a little bit. And now I have here a 1/3 cup of milk. Now this can be powdered milk, this can be your box milk, any milk that you have at hand. You don't have to be picky on that at all. And here I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So we're just going to mix that all up right there and add it into our flour and our salt. Okay, take that and we're going to dump it into our flour mixture. And just use a fork for this. Get it mixed together really well. I mean, this, guys, is really simple, you know, like I say, and they're really good. And as long as you have flour and some salt and, you know, an egg and some milk of some kind. In fact, you could probably use water if you had to. So, we're just getting that combined really good. And we're going to have to now, my hands are clean, but we're going to take and get that mixed together a little bit better with our hands. Now this still seems a little bit dry, so I'm thinking I'm going to add a little bit of water to that. I'll just put a little here in my little glass bowl, just so it's not so dry. And we're just going to mix that all together. Get it combined real well. Get it into a ball, you might say. Okay. Now normally I would have both hands in there, but I I need a hand-free for the camera. Okay. I think that's pretty good here. As long as I don't get some sticky dough on my hand, I can still get to the camera. Okay. I have me a nice little ball right here that we've kind of formed. I'm going to move this bowl here out of my way. And we're going to take some flour. And I just use an old pillowcase. I can rewash it when I'm done and put it away and reuse it. And it works out pretty well. So I'm just going to put it on there. And I'm going to cover that up. And we're going to let it rest for about 20 minutes in some saran wrap. So I'll be back and we'll finish up on the easy egg noodles. Okay, I've got that down there on a flour surface. But we're going to knead this for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to let it rest with saran wrap. Kind of got ahead of myself earlier. So, about 5 minutes kneading it. And then we're going to let it rest. Okay, I knead this for 5 minutes. Got me a piece of saran wrap. We're going to let that sit there and rest for about 20 minutes. I'll be back and we will be making some easy egg noodles from scratch. Okay, this is rested long enough. We're going to roll this baby out and make us some egg noodles. Let me grab me a little bit more flour over here and just kind of dust my area. Some flour and my rolling pin. Try to get this baby rolled out. And we want it to be about 1/8 of an inch. So this way and that way. But look guys, you know, I mean, times are not easy. And we may have to go back to cooking on scratch, you know. So, and if this is the only way you can get some noodles, some egg noodles for your, say, chicken noodle, oh man, this would be really good in chicken noodles. I may have to make some more. And, you know, and I don't see why these couldn't be froze if you want to use them at a later time. And actually, that's what I was thinking on doing. And my hubby found out that I was making some egg noodles. And he requested some egg noodles and butter. So simple, but yet so good. I bet this was a Depression era thing that, you know, probably your grandmas or moms or great grandmas, whatever, made back in the day. Because I don't see them probably going down to Walmart or a store like that and getting noodles, egg noodles. I'm sure they made them themselves. Okay, that looks about right. I'm going to grab me a knife. Okay, I'm just going to use this knife right here. And I'm going to try to make it so it's kind of squared off a little bit here. Because that don't really look like a noodle, but you can use it. I'm going to lay that right there. And we're just going to cut some strips of our noodles. Like that. And I just have me a cookie sheet over here with some parchment paper on it. And I sprayed the top of it a little bit so they wouldn't stick to that parchment paper. But you can make them wider if you want them a little bit wider. You know, it's up to you. It's your egg noodles. And you make them how you want to make them. And you just keep on cutting them. And I'm sure if you want to make a larger batch, you could probably even double this recipe if you needed more. So, this is just kind of the basic egg noodle recipe. And I gotta admit, it's been years and years since I've made them. I have made them in the past, but it has been a long, long time. But with everything that's going on right now and the shortages and, you know, last I heard there's shortages in our grains, which means if there's shortages in our grains, there is going to be shortages in our pastas and our noodles. And so I thought, hey, it'd be a good idea to start maybe making these again, or even showing you guys out there watching, you know, how to make them. I mean, they're real simple for sure. And like I said, you know, if you've got flour, hopefully you've been putting flour in your pantry. And other than the flour, you know, you just need a little bit of salt and a little bit of milk or water. Just say if you don't have milk, use water. Use what you have. I'm going to get that one maybe a little bit thinner right there. It's kind of thick. There we go. You know, and if you don't have a rolling pin, you know, there's other ways of rolling it. Get you like a glass jar. Yeah, there is definitely other ways that you can roll a cup. That one's kind of thick. Give that a little flattening more too. And I'm just laying them there. And I should have my water boiling, which I didn't do. So I'll have to get that going. Now these only have to cook for 3 minutes, so, you know, that's not long. So 3 minutes, you have these noodles done for whatever you need a noodle for. There's plenty of options out there that you can put with egg noodles. You know, even if you put it in some just plain old some chicken bouillon and boiled it in chicken bouillon, that would even be really good. And that don't take much at all. So got them rolled out. Where you at? Got them rolled out. So I'm going to grab me a pan, and so it'll start boiling. Put them in there and cook them for 3 minutes. So stay tuned for the cooking from scratch egg noodles. Okay, I got me a pan of water here. It's almost ready to boil. Wouldn't you know it, as I was filling up my pan of water, the pump quit working. We have a well, and the pump quit working. So luckily I did have some water to put into the pan. And luckily I had put water away because they had to prime the pump. So anyway, this is a little delayed on my end, but not for you. So we're going to get back to this as far as boiling. Okay, and I actually asked my husband, I'm like, would you like it with butter or would you like it cooked in some chicken bouillon? He goes, how about cook it in some chicken bouillon and then put butter in it afterwards? I'm like, alrighty, here we go. So I had me 4 of those that I put in. I'm going to grab me a spoon. Just kind of get those dissolved in there. It'll give it a nice little chicken flavor in the noodles. Okay. And here we go. We're going to put our homemade egg noodles in that boiling. Now, if you wanted to, this one's a really long one. You could cut them in half or break it in half. Same thing with this one. It's pretty long. It's totally up to you. If you want long noodles, you can have long noodles. If you want shorter noodles, you can have shorter noodles. And I'm not going to put too awfully many in there because I don't want them to stick together. So we're going to let those cook for 3 minutes and I'll be back. Stay tuned. Okay, I've had these cooking for 3 minutes and I do believe they're done. Now, you certainly can add some chicken from a can into that and you would have a really, really good chicken noodle soup made with homemade egg noodles. I'm not doing that tonight because I basically am just showing you how to make the egg noodles. Those are done, so I'm going to shut that off. And get them put in to the bowl. But yeah, I've got some nice, I can do it without spilling it. I have the chicken broth in there from putting the bouillon. So I may go ahead and add some chicken to the rest of that. But like I say, my hubby put a special order in and he wanted some noodles with butter. Buttered noodles. Get that melted, that nice glob of butter on there. Yeah, and let it melt. I might have just had much too much butter on there. Probably not for my hubby because he likes a lot of butter. So let that melt and grab a little bit of salt to put on it. And I have a salt shaker right here. There you have it. You got some homemade, from scratch, egg noodles. And it wasn't very hard at all. So guys, don't fret if you can't find any egg noodles at the grocery store, you can make your own. So, or you can make, like I say, chicken noodle. Grab a can of that and add into that. It'd be delicious. So, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. For you that have subscribed, thank you a bunch. I really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, Tulu, God bless. I'm going to go run this to the hubby. He's waiting. Bye.